Saturday afternoon boys basketball in Holliston, Massachusetts, a common scene in the United States where an estimated 35 million children participate in organized youth sports every year. But how many of the spectators or coaches at this game would know what to do if a player collapsed from sudden cardiac arrest, a condition in which the heart simply stops beating? The likely answer, frighteningly few.
And one of the worst case scenarios, and I know people who have lived through this experience, is watching someone have a cardiac arrest and not knowing what to do. And it's a straight downward motion.
Dr. Aaron Baggish, a cardiologist at Boston's Massachusetts General Hospital, advocates training more people in cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR.
There's always a sense that someone else is going to be there to deal with the problem should it arise. There's going to be another coach there who knows CPR. There's going to be a doctor in the stands who happens to be someone's father. And it turns out that that may be the case, but it may not be the case.
More than 300,000 Americans die each year of sudden cardiac arrest, some of them children with undiagnosed defects of the heart. It's a relatively rare event, but the leading cause of death in young athletes. But it's estimated that 90% of victims would survive if life-saving measures were applied in the first minute after collapse.
In a setting like this, the goal is to keep blood flowing to the brain until an AED, or automated external defibrillator, can be used to shock the heart into starting up again.
And CPR typically looks something like this.
Baggish says this can be accomplished using not the old-style mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but through chest compressions.
One is the rate of compression. All you have to do is compress the chest up and down at an appropriate depth, and that will move air in and out of the lungs and circulate the oxygenated blood enough to keep someone alive.
Michaela Gagne-Hetzler came face-to-face with sudden cardiac arrest. At the age of 15, she collapsed at the finish line during a track and field meet in her hometown of Fall River, Massachusetts.
And I was running the hurdles, and halfway through the hurdles I started feeling dizzy. I pushed myself to get to the end, taking on the hurdles by memorization, got to the end and blacked out a little bit, and I was scared because I had never had that feeling before. I'd never experienced anything like it.
Gagne-Hetzler was later diagnosed with a potentially fatal electrical defect in her heart. She now lives with a pacemaker implanted in her chest.
I was a perfectly healthy young person. I participated in 3 sports. I ate healthy. I never had any symptoms that you would have thought I had a heart condition.
Gagne-Hetzler went on to become Miss Massachusetts in 2006 and used the position to raise awareness of sudden cardiac arrest. She now teaches CPR and gives this advice to her students.
When I go to a training, I tell people, always assume you're the only one who can help. Always assume that you're the only one in that room who can take charge, because there have been situations where people will die, and there were people in that room who were trained. So it's all about stepping up and taking action and not being afraid to do so.
In Holliston, Massachusetts, Jim Morelli for CNN.